When I first went in the Army, because I was a barber, they put me to work at the Presidio Monterey Cutting Hair on recruits.
Uh-huh.
And it looked like it was going to be a permanent job. And
Yeah.
we started complaining.
But you eventually got over to England into this squadron.
Oh, yeah. I was a corporal, but I was acting sergeant. But because I was cutting hair, they were holding it back from me, which I never got. And they gave it to somebody that didn't do nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
They already made up their mind that somebody else was going to get it, because I was cutting hair on the side.
Oh.
That was my side job.
Oh, okay.
That was my second job. My first job was an MP, Air Corps MP. We were called different names at that time. They couldn't make up their mind what to call us. We were called Guard Squadron. We were called everything but the right thing. They finally made up their mind and put us back to MP. Oh, I hated that job. I shouldn't say that, but I didn't like it at all. Just doing regular guard duty. We were guarding different outposts. I was stationed in the Monterey area, Monterey, California.
Okay.
Salinas, California.
Yeah.
All right. And they just opened up the air base there.
Okay.
Just a little strip outside of Salinas, but they made an Air Corps base out of it. It turned out to be a big base too. But anyway, I didn't like the duty. It was too cold. I didn't like freezing at night. Too much night duty. But anyway, I finally got out of it, and I volunteered for aerial gunnery, which I got. And they sent me to Lowry Field, Denver, Colorado. And I began to like the Air Corps then. I would have been a waist gunner. I went through part of the training, pre-gunnery. From there, I would have gone to Biloxi, Mississippi, which I never got there. I had an unfortunate injury.
Oh.
I had a real bad fall. I had a whole bunch of people fall on top of me. I ended up on the bottom with my legs crossed all kind of ways.
Oh.
And for about a month I couldn't walk.
Oh.
And so I was doing a lot of limping. That's why they grounded me. They said I couldn't be an aerial gunner if I couldn't walk straight.
Right.
You know. Yeah. To be on an airplane, you got to be maneuverable.
Sure. Yeah, have your balance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the airplane is moving on you.
Oh, right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true, right. So I became an airplane mechanic. Worked with aerial ammunition.
Okay.
With guns, cannons, you name it. I never was around guns in my life, but I did pretty well there. I was surprised I learned it.
And what type of airplane were you working on when you were learning to be an aerial air ammunition handler mechanic?
Well, I was supposed to. I went to aerial, what do you call it, through bomber school. I was supposed to be with bombers, but there was three or four other guys just like me, and they kept moving us around from one base to another, and they kept rejecting us. They kept sending us to the wrong places, and we finally ended up in, what do you call it, fighter. So I ended up in the P-38 outfit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and which I was not supposed to be there.
So you went from bombers to the P series.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, that was accidental.
Yeah. So in the P-38 squadron, you learned to load the ammo and stuff like that?
Oh yeah. Duties was I had to take care of all the guns. I had the airplane. I had an airplane I was in charge of, and then I had another 4 airplanes that I was supposed to look after. Because we had bomber training, they said, you know, you guys got better training than the men we got. So he said, we're going to keep you. You know, from there, we went to Europe. Well, we landed in Scotland, but we were only there a short time, about a week. And then we went all the way through England, all the way to the south coast. And I don't know what's wrong. We went all the way to the south coast of England, and we stayed there until D-Day.
Okay.
I actually seen D-Day. I seen the first airplanes coming overhead.
That were headed over?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I could hear them coming.
Was your squadron part of that?
Oh yeah, my plane was ready, but I didn't know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Yeah.
Take your time.
I'm having trouble with my throat a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, but anyway, so.
So you guys got all your airplanes ready for
Oh yeah. And
for the invasion?
It took all right. It took all right off with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole squadron did.
Yeah.
I imagine the airplanes were saying we were landing paratroopers. I can imagine.
Uh-huh.
Well, we don't know, but I'm sure that's what they were, you know. And it was, boy, they just kept on coming through the whole night. And finally our plane took off. And after that, we didn't sleep we slept on the ground for the next week almost.
So the 429th was part of the D-Day invasion.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah.
We didn't go. We went. We joined them 2 weeks later. We went into Normandy there at what they call it, Omaha Beach.
Yes.
You know, I forgot the date, but it was a couple of weeks after the original landing.
Okay. So about 2 weeks after.
Yeah, something like
Okay.
that. Yeah. From there on, we had to wait till they didn't break out. They were still on the beachhead. I mean, what do you call on top of the hill, whatever you call it, and I want to mention it was full of bees. They were raising honeybees there, and boy, we were getting stung left and right. They even used to follow us into our mouths almost, you know. But anyway, we had no other choice. That's where they put us. And
Sure.
But anyway, then they finally broke out of that, and we followed them down, and the Germans put up a pretty good resistance. As a matter of fact, the fighting was back and forth for a while, and so of course we wasn't combat troops. We were trained to fight, but we wasn't supposed to ask for a fight. Only to defend ourselves.
Right. Well, and you're busy with taking care of the airplane.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and that airplane's got a job, and your job is to make sure the airplane took a job.
Yeah, it did.
Absolutely. And it's not flying, and it doesn't have ammo, and it doesn't have weapons if you don't do your job.
An airplane is nothing without the...
Absolutely. It's just a piece of hardware.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's what we used to say.
Yeah, and how many times did it make a mission to take care of guys who were on the front line?
Well, they used to make one to four missions a day. It depended on how active things was or how they was needed. But in actual combat, they didn't call them missions anymore. They called them sorties. And they were anywhere from one to whatever. So.
We still call them sorties.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. So you may reload that airplane 4, 5, 6 times a day.
Yeah, right. You had to do it fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Pilot jump out, take a pee, get a drink of water, and
yeah. Well, we knew what to do, but it became automatic after a while. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We had to repair the guns. Anything broke, we had to fix, even electronic wires. So we learned to trace them down ourselves.
Oh, okay.
We could call an electrician if we needed, but we managed to learn it pretty good.
Oh, for your triggers and stuff, for the electronic triggers and
right.
stuff. Okay, yeah.
Air sights and what do you call it, bomb sights and everything. It was automatic to me. I mean, I could do it real fast, but some of the guys, they didn't know what they were doing, or they were doing it wrong, you know. So you had to back them up, you know.
So sometimes were you having to patch up the airplanes because there was a shrapnel that had hit the airplane or something like that? You were having to...
Oh, well, they had, what do you call it, the sheet metal men had done that.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody had their own job, and they done it fast.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, it was about getting the airplane back in the air.
Oh, yeah.